ladies and gentlemen, Vidal Sasson.
First and foremost, I'd like to say it's a great pleasure and honour to be here with Tony to interview you. And I wanted to ask you the revolution that you created in hairdressing, you know, where literally I would say every hairdresser's either touched it, worked for you, gone to your school, or followed your work through magazines. How did it feel like, that revolution, and how did it happen?
It slowly happened. It was an evolution before it became a revolution. It took 9 years to eventually get the 5-point cut. Nothing happens easy. There were so many evenings where it was desperation. Got to get it. How can I? Tried everything. And suddenly, from inside, something happens. And it works for you. And you get on to the next step. 9 years. 9 years of sometimes being alone till 1 in the morning, sometimes working with a team, with a model, of course. We'd finish at 6, have a little supper, go back and start models. It became a lifestyle. It wasn't a job, it was a lifestyle. That's all I can say, because the most difficult thing is to be explicit about something happening that is really created from juices that you don't know anything about.
Yeah. Probably one of the things that really kind of spurred myself and my brothers, and I think that, you know, all hairdressers, was team. You know, in the past, and even today, there's always, it's almost like it's an individual, but team, for me, was probably the biggest and most exciting bit.
Well, I was, fortuitously, I told you I was with Raymond Bassoni. Raymond, he changed his name to eventually. And it was a great year. And I guess he felt that I might have had some talent. And he offered me a position as a junior partner at Cardiff, at a salon. I think Howells was the store. And I thought to myself, well, if he thinks I'm good enough, maybe I should have a go on my own. Right. But before then, before I did that, I said, Raymond, can I, if I do work for you, or for the company, can my name be on those pictures? And he said, no, it all has to be Raymond, which is fine. That was his policy. I made up my mind from that moment on that when I trained a team, they would all get credit for their work. It went beyond that. When we opened Grosvenor House, first it was the largest salon in Bond Street in, I think, 58, and in 63, Grosvenor House. And Roger Thompson, brilliant hairdresser, ambidextrous, cut with both hands. Amazing. Marvellous hands. And I put his name up. It was Roger Vidal Sasson, outside the salon. So there was Roger with his name up, young man, brilliant, with his own team, which of course we all trained together. Yeah. I'm often asked, well, were you just the head guy and did others create all the looks? Well, that's silly. Someone had to start it. I started it. Yes. I started it with 2 apprentices, 2 kids. And then Lawrence Taylor joined me as a colorist. And I never forget, we were open for 3 days with about 2 clients, because I was teaching for Robert Zackham for 6 months before I opened. But after a while, people came. There was a marvelous incident. In those days, we used to write out, everything was French, if you remember. Right. And we used to write out name in a scrawl. So you couldn't really read it properly. And the postman came up after, we'd been open 3 days. And there was 2 apprentices and myself. And he looked at the salon and went, here, which one of you lot's 5th Alpha Foon? You know? So I phoned the sign writer. We all had a belly laugh. I thought it was lovely. I went downstairs and said, yeah, it does look like that. Phoned the sign writer, and we had it put in bold letters. It's been that way ever since.